Don't panic if there's no bite while wild fishing. These 4 hardcore tips from luring fish with bait to hooking them with your setup will have you reeling in fish non-stop. Nothing's more frustrating in wild fishing than a float sitting like a statue, not budging for hours. Anyone can catch fish when the weather's nice and the bite is hot, but what do you do when the fish go quiet? Here are some tips I've summed up. Give them a try, and you might just start catching fish one after another. 1. Bait. Crank up the scent. When there's no bite, don't hesitate to boost your bait's fishy aroma. Some anglers might say, strong fishy scents attract small fry, they'll just mess things up. But think about it, if small fish are swarming, it means there are fish active in the area. Even if they're just little ones, at least your bait is luring something. Sure, a frenzy of small fish might keep you from catching your target species, but if not even tiny fish show up, you're almost guaranteed to go home empty-handed. The bottom line: fishy bait lures fish faster than bland stuff. Take crucian carp, for example. A mild fishy sweet bait works fine on good days, but when the bite dies, mix in some shrimp powder or red worm powder. The stronger scent will draw fish in much quicker. It's the same for carp and grass carp. They're omnivorous, but when hungry, a strong fishy smell will make them cave. When there's no bite, don't hold back, amp up the fishy scent. Let the smell reach fish from far away, instead of waiting around with boring bait. 2. Location. Move when you need to. Don't get stuck in one spot if it's not working, relocate. Some anglers plop down and stay glued to their stool, even if the float sits idle all day. They keep thinking, just a little longer, and they'll bite. But wild fishing rarely works that way. Fish are mobile, they move with water temperature and currents. If you cling to one spot, they might have swum off hours ago. For example, shallow banks are great in the morning, but by noon, the sun heats the surface, and fish dive to deeper water. Sticking to the shallows then? No bite for you. Or maybe you overbaited your spot fish bubble in the nest but won't bite. Either move slightly off the nest, fish often hover nearby, or switch to a longer rod. If you were using a 5.4 m, try a 6.3 m and cast a meter or two past the nest. Fish might be waiting there. If you really hate moving, try teasing the fish. Gently lift your rod tip to make the bait twitch like a little bug swimming. Fish are wired to notice movement. Those small jiggles can turn a mess spot into a hot one. 3. Be proactive. Go find the fish. When there's no bite, don't just sit and wait, hunt for fish. Keep a steady casting rhythm, don't toss one rod and wait half an hour. Cast every 3-5 minutes to create a bait trail in the water. Also, adjust your lead weight. Try a partial or full flying lead setup, sliding the lead up the line to let the bait drift slower. Fish love chasing moving prey. A bait drifting lazily down? They'll notice. When fish are sluggish, and that's usually why there's no bite, bringing the bait to them is smarter than making them hunt. Stick to this rhythm, it lures fish continuously and triggers their instinct to strike. You never know which cast will land a surprise. For tackle, match the bite. Finally, tweak your tackle to fit the mood. When fish are biting aggressively, even thick lines and big hooks work. But when there's no bite, heavy gear becomes a problem. With light bites, a fish pecks the bait and thick line won't transmit that tiny tug to the float. Big hooks? Small fish can't swallow them, big fish ignore them. Even if you see a nibble, you'll probably miss it. Either the hook isn't set, or the fish never fully took it. For casual wild fishing, targeting crucian carp, minnows, small carp under 3 kg, 0.6–0.8 liter lines with size 4–5 thin wire hooks work great. Stop worrying about line breaks. Wild fish rarely have the power to snap that. If a monster does hit and break off, just retie. It's rare, anyway. Save the heavy tackle for big fish missions with heavy bait. When the bite's dead, downsize. These are my go-to fixes for slow days, just personal tips, so take them or leave them. Here's to never going home empty-handed. Author profile: I'm a self-media blogger who loves fishing and sharing tips. Follow me to swap tricks and chat about all things wild fishing. Like, save, and follow. You won't miss the next update.